Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gooners Gone Wild podcast. It's been an amazing summer. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. But it is right around the corner that the Premier League is starting back up. And with the Premier League starting back up, that means your favorite four Arsenal fans are back, baby, and better than ever. But we will get into that. I'm here today with Ari and Doc. Say what's up, guys.
What's good?
What's up? What's up?
Oh man, it's been a long time coming that we've been reunited and that we're getting the podcast off the ground, and we have a lot to talk about. And we are going to start right off with just kind of analyzing how our boys in red did this preseason here in America, as well as some of the friendlies they had in the Emirates as well. So I believe the first game that we played was a behind the closed doors friendly. I guess that was against Bournemouth, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
And we ended up winning 1-0, 2-0, 2-1.
I think 2-0 or 2-1.
Yeah, I think it was 2-1. Nothing too memorable there. The kids got out and got some play time. The academy kids coming up big. So we can just kind of brush past.
We're
that
selling
a
half
little
of
bit.
them. But
Yeah, we are selling half of them. It's already been coming out a little bit. Liverpool's been kind of doing the same thing. So
I
we
think
can
Norton
kind of.
Cuffy is on his way out. I just saw as well.
Who?
Norton Cuffy.
He's like one of the ones that I would like to stay
going to
though.
Barnsley, is it?
Yeah.
Loan or permanent?
Genoa on a permanent.
Oh,
for
Genoa, that's what it was.
For 2 mil.
Who went to Barnsley? Oh, it was Slonina, the Chelsea keeper.
Interesting. So we can just kind of like brush past that one a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
The next one we'll go through the America one. The first one was Arsenal against Manchester United in LA SoFi Stadium. We got the dub. It was a 2-1 victory. We're not going to talk about the penalties. The penalties don't really count. That was so ESPN. You know that ESPN chalked that up as a Manchester United victory.
That's
Really?
funny.
I don't know. The penalties are just a stupid little funny haha. And honestly, I need to look on who was the score sheet. But what did you guys think about that first Arsenal versus Man United game? I will throw this over to Ari.
I honestly didn't get to watch it. I didn't get to see any of it. So I don't. If you guys want to, take over on that one because I didn't get to. I didn't really get to look at it.
All I really have to say about it was nice seeing them beat Manchester United, seeing as we had lost to them last preseason. And I believe Timber got a run in that match as well, a little bit. We haven't been seeing him just because of the injury that he has. It's like a load management injury right now. I'm trying not to rush him back, but it was nice at least seeing the boys back playing against Prem side and getting the dub.
Yeah, so for our goal scorers for that game, we had both Gabbies. We had Gabby Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli on the score sheet, which, if I remember correctly, that Gabriel Martinelli finish was something that was very reminiscent of the 22-23 Martinelli that we so desperately need in this upcoming season if we want to make a trophy push. Commiserations to the youngster Yoro on Manchester United. I believe he actually fractured his ankle in this match. But like Manchester United's manager Ten Hag said last season, there is no such thing as friendlies. So with that being said,
That's crazy.
just speedy recovery. You weren't getting into the starting 11 anyway. Moving on, we have the loss to Liverpool. The 2-1 loss to Liverpool. The boys were there, minus Doc. But the boys were there. Got to see some familiar faces. We got to see some Theo Walcott saying what's up to the boys. We saw Kai Havertz and Gabriel Martinelli saying what's up to the boys, me specifically.
And we saw Zinchenko doing what he
No,
does best.
I knew it. I was gonna say no Zinchenko slander. No Zinchenko slander.
What? A homie just watched Salah just
Bro.
cooked by him.
Everyone's gonna get cooked by Salah, bro. Like, there's no one who's.
Well, last time I checked,
Salah.
Jakob Kivior did not get cooked by Salah last season when we beat them. Just putting that out there. Just putting that out there.
But that's because he had Martinelli or Trossard coming back and helping him. Like,
Did Martinelli not start that match?
he did, but he wasn't coming back and helping Zinni as much.
We can all agree that Zinni is just not meant for 1v1 defending, and he should play in the midfield.
He should.
For sure.
I honestly, I think he would get a lot less slander if he legitimately just played out and out defensive mid. To be honest.
Honestly, I think Arn did the manager for Liverpool did a very good job at beating our press and moving the
All he
ball
had to
well
do was give
in
the
that
ball
match.
to Salah.
No, but I think
Guys, didn't he?
I think tactically he set up very well in that game, and
Yeah.
I think they saw a lot of possession against us, and they were able to break lines pretty well and successfully and attack, obviously with the most dangerous player. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
See,
Yeah.
I would actually somewhat disagree to that. I think that
Really?
yeah, I think tactically.
Well,
Liverpool...
the second half doesn't count because they took everyone off.
Well, no. That's actually I was actually referring more to the first half. Like I will agree that Arne Slot set up really well tactically. I just think that I do think Liverpool is going to struggle this season. I think they set up the way that Slot wanted them to, but there was a little bit of confusion and a little bit of maybe intensity that the Liverpool players weren't used to. There's a lot of defensive mistakes from the goalkeeper. Now, granted, it was Kelleher and not Allison. Obviously, there's going to be some growing pains, but Kelleher had to play most of the season last season. So that is a prem experienced keeper. I think Liverpool is going to have some sorting out to do. I'm not saying Arne Slot's not a world class manager. I just think that a lot of them under the Klopp regime is not going to play the way that he wants them to play, and I think they are going to go through a little bit of a rebuilding phase. But nonetheless, they were able to pull a result against the Gunners. Again, I think if I remember correctly, the first goal was a really unfortunate deflection that saw them go 1-0 up. Or no, that was the Salah goal. I think it was the second goal that was the deflection that was kind of frustrating.
The second Liverpool goal was filthy. Was the little flick over the top?
Yeah.
Was that to Salah?
That was really nice.
No, that was to Fabio Carvalho.
Okay.
Who just
left. Yeah, who just left. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But it was a good game to watch nonetheless. Good vibes, good atmosphere. Definitely.
And I'd rather get the new manager bounce in a preseason friendly than during the actual season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Liverpool I don't know. I think Liverpool could be going through some growing pains. But let's move on to the Emirates. The Emirates friendlies. Granit Xhaka's return.
Oh my
the
God, man.
4-1 thrashing from Arsenal against Bayer Leverkusen. Again, I feel for Xhaka because you come out and you say that leaving Arsenal was 2 steps forward, but then you come out and you lose 4-1 against us. And you guys were supposed to be unbeaten, the next best Invincibles, but yet you lost to us 4-1 with a strong lineup. Anyway, Zinchenko on the scoreline. There you go, Ari. Zinchenko on the scoreline.
I was gonna say I don't want to hear Zinchenko standing for this match because he scored a screamer. I think he was instrumental in that game.
Absolutely. Trossard scoring 60 seconds later, and then Gabby Jesus again in fine form, and then Kai Havertz, of course. It's never a match without Kai Havertz scoring. 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again, and then of course
he's bagging 30 this year. He's bagging 30.
So that's something I was actually going to bring up. I do want to talk to Ari a little bit. When we were doing our preseason roundup last season, our first full season as a GGW podcast, you had nothing nice to say about Kai Havertz.
Okay, but that's because he didn't find his form until halfway through the season. Like you cannot deny that in the first 10 games of the season and the preseason, he looked awful. There was almost nothing positive to say about his.
Listen, it was him shaking off his Chelsea demons.
Mm-hmm.
He was stuck in jail for a very long time, and he needed to get out.
Absolutely. And to kind of also defend him, I think Arteta didn't really know what to do with him for a little bit there.
Play him as a midfielder, play him as a false 9, play him as a proper 9, and I think he's found his place, and it's not in the midfield. It's going to be rotating in and out with Jesus.
I will say in these preseason games, he was dropping deeper, a lot deeper, and he looked good in there.
Yeah.
He was combining and aiding in the build-up really well. But from what I was watching, he was dropping almost as deep as past the halfway line, into our midfield, defensive side of our midfield, and he was he was moving the ball and combining and helping us build out of the back. So I don't know. I think he's not that bad in that midfield role. And like at
Well, that's what he
during the
was in
Liverpool game,
Leverkusen.
yeah. But in that Liverpool game that we were at, he was making a lot of defensive contributions. Like he was making interceptions and making tackles. So I don't know. I didn't hate him there. Like I didn't hate him in a deeper position or a
Not like
different
the
like a
first 10
deeper
games.
role. Yeah, not like the first 10 games. That was the worst. That was the worst player I've ever seen in my life. That was like,
Don't
that was
say
like
it.
Willian for us.
Oh,
That was like
no.
when Willian came to
no,
us.
no. I'm not
Yes.
gonna let you slander him like
No,
that.
no, no. It was that bad. Maybe even worse. I don't know. It was pretty bad for me. No, it was the eye test was really bad for me.
I don't even think William passed the eye test, and then he definitely didn't do anything like what Kai's done at all.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was rough to watch. But like going back to the Leverkusen match, I think the Granit Xhaka returning and the ovation that he got was really, really nice. So welcome back. And you saw whenever he got subbed off and he went like right over to Arteta, and Arteta like that embrace there was pretty sweet to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I would go. I think he's even stated this in an interview before. I would go as far as to say that Arteta kind of saved Xhaka's career in a way.
Yeah.
I think genuinely, if Xhaka left Arsenal after the whole blow up that he did, I think we would have been seeing him in a very much lower league. Maybe him playing back in Switzerland's league or something like that. But no, he just won the Bundesliga with Leverkusen. Unbeaten, he turned into an invincible himself, and
unfortunate they couldn't do the
Dude, that would have been insane.
the treble,
with
right?
The treble,
Yeah.
the
Unbeaten
undefeated treble. Oh,
That would have been crazy.
That would have been one of the craziest things.
Just to lose to us 4-1 in preseason, but like no big deal, whatever.
Proof that Germany's a farmers league.
I was gonna say that immediately as soon as we bagged 2 goals, I texted that to the group chat. I was like, Bundesliga, Farmers League.
So I think Granit Xhaka is a friend of the podcast. I think shout out to Granit Xhaka for
he viewed one of our stories,
acknowledging our existence. I was just exactly where I was going with. Acknowledging our existence, and you know what? Here's the open invitation, Granit Xhaka. If you'd ever like to join in on a podcast, let us know. Hit our lines. And then finally to our final preseason match of the season, the Arsenal versus Lyon in the Emirates Cup, which I have a gripe about the Emirates Cup. How come we're not playing Real Madrid or AC Milan? I'd like to see them because no offense to Lyon, when Alex Lacazette's still your starting striker, you're not a threat. So that's
who just took silver in the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
I'll give him that.
Congratulations on your silver in the Olympics, I guess. Can you do it on a rainy night in Stoke though? I don't think so.
But 2-0 to Lyon. Our goal scorers were Saliba and Gabriel, man. Both of the Golden Boy center backs for us. And all I wanted to say was one of the things that I saw was Arsenal Memes, a page that I follow on Instagram, posted a picture of one of our corner lineups. And it was just all of our 6-foot-plus players lined up in a line on the 6-yard box, and Lyon like defending it in zone. And it was just like Nico Yver is just going to torment these teams the whole entire season with this lineup now, because we just have Titans at the back.
So I mean, I guess you could say that we do have a preseason trophy under our belt. I'm never gonna say that.
Don't say that.
I'm not a Spurs fan who counts the Audi Cup as silverware. All right.
Yeah, because Harry Kane lifted his first trophy too, technically.
Oh, true.
In this preseason.
True.
Against Tottenham. That's the best part.
That's like the most Spursy thing I think I've ever heard.
Breaking the curse against Tottenham.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's move into our business that we've done in the summer. We have a little bit of business coming out. Oh, go ahead.
Just one more thing before we go into that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
After that Lyon game, did you see Zinni's post? I posted it on my story.
Yes.
I actually did not. What did he post?
He posted a picture celebrating with Saliba, and he said, "First picture with Rolls Royce."
Oh my god.
Or it was like something like first picture in front of a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, that is kind of funny. He does got some
That's
banter.
yeah. And Declan Rice was like, "You're not real." Like that was his comment. He was like, "You ain't real," with laughing emojis. Too funny.
Oh my goodness.
Saliba post he commented like 7 laughing emojis and he wrote, "Be serious."
Be serious. I like that we're seeing some banter between the lads again. I love to see that. You can obviously see that there's some camaraderie within the team, and
Yeah.
I think it's not a joke session like how the COVID Arsenal team was, which I think is really good.
I never want to go back to that, please. Please, I have nightmares. Oh, do you see those compilations on like TikTok?
Yes.
Where it's like lockdown Arsenal footy and it's just like Tierney breaking his ankle.
Yes.
Our players dribbling out of bounds. Like I can't, bro.
Oh shit! All right, so let's go into a little bit of our business that we've done throughout the summer, and some business that we might even be completing soon before the season starts. Let's talk about our first and only signing so far is Calafiori. Is it Ricardo or Richard? It's Ricardo, right?
Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo Calafiori. Big signing to bolster in our defense. I do kind of feel for Timber, as this kind of was his position that he was supposed to kind of own this last season before the ACL tear. And again, with him being injured again, it's not looking good. I know it is kind of a little bit of a precautionary injury, not like or injury rest, I should say, nothing too major. But again, something we're very worried about, something that Reece Nelson struggled with a lot, and something that we'll talk about an individual coming up soon. It's something that ESR struggled a lot. But Calafiori is an Arsenal player. He's one of our own, and he seems to be loving life. I mean, did you guys see that he broke up with his girlfriend to go to Arsenal?
I don't think that was real.
You don't think that was real?
That. No, I think that was. I mean, I think they broke up, but I think the drama surrounding it wasn't as bad as what it was.
Wasn't Arsenal related?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I just think it's funny that she kind of leaked the transfer a little bit.
Honestly, like, real. How do you guys feel about this being our first and only signing so far, in terms of like needing depth elsewhere?
I think Edu said it himself about, like, he said to the fans basically, be patient and like wait. Essentially, more is coming. So I think we're looking at more people going out. We don't want to overspend, and we don't want we don't want to bring in the wrong players, and we're also waiting on some players to go out, like Nketiah. I guess we can talk about ESR, who has been signed by Fulham. What was the final price for him?
35, I think it was.
It was 35. Like 34. Yeah, it was like 34 or 35.
Does that put him as our most expensive sale?
Yeah, like just ahead of Iwobi, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're shambolic as selling players. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, he goes to join both Alex Iwobi and Bird Leno now, so he'll have some Arsenal boys that he's going and joining there, and he's doing well. Scored a goal in each one of his preseason matches with Fulham so far, and he's back to wearing the number 32.
Yeah, as Ari just showed us on cam, wearing the iconic 32.
As long as he doesn't score against us, I'm happy.
Yeah,
I think he'd still get a standing ovation on.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope he bags 20, but none of them against us.
Yeah, I'm kind of gutted. I'm not gonna lie. ESR, especially after ESR took the Özil number, I really had big things in mind for him. But he wasn't getting the football he needed. You could tell by when he did come on for Arsenal, he was not confident. He was missing wide open shots. And I think this move is unfortunately necessary. I think if he does score against Arsenal, he's not celebrating. His goodbye was very emotional. And I don't know. It's just it is sad. But I'm hoping that with that money that we get from him and potentially Nketiah, who might be going into Italy, I believe, for about, they just denied a 22 million bid, I believe. I'm hoping that could fuel the here we go statement for Mikel Moreno.
Yeah.
I saw that Mikel Moreno is going for 25 million, 20 million.
It's a
And
steal.
that's a steal. I was just about to say that's a steal. If you guys watched the Euros this summer, which I believe all of us did, he was bossing it in that
Hmm.
midfield for Spain, and he's a Euros
Yeah.
winner, and we're gonna secure him for 22 million. I think it's a steal.
And he had a
And
partnership with Odegaard previously.
exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Back at Sociedad.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be an outstanding pivot. I do think Party needs to pack his bags a little bit. I don't think he's the same Party as he was 2 seasons ago.
he's
Um,
physically declined a lot, I
he
think.
Yeah.
correct. I think he would be better off in a league like the Spanish league or like the German league, where the football is a little bit more slower, a little bit less intense than the Premier League. Um, unless of course you're like Bayern or Real Madrid or Barcelona or something like that. Like anything like that. I do think he is declining, and I think this will be a great bolster into the system. Now, I want to bring up a name to you guys, and I want to hear you guys' opinions. Nico Williams. There seems to be some drama with Nico Williams. Looked like he was all set to join Barca, and then signed an extension with is it Athletic Club?
Bilbao. Yeah.
Bilbao. Okay.
Like Bilbao.
But that does not necessarily mean he's looking to stay there. It has been kind of reported that Bilbao kind of just did that in order to make some money, because I believe there is a release clause in that, and Arsenal has expressed some interest. So what do you guys think the probability of going for a player like Nico Williams is? Is it going to happen, or do you think Edo's going to look elsewhere? I'll start with Doc on this one.
I actually think Edu's going to look elsewhere because I just saw that Bilbao also gave him the number 10 jersey, and it looks like he's going to be staying for like
Mm.
another year or two. Probably at least another year, and then seeing if Barca has the finances to actually bring him in.
Barca's just a shambolic club. I'm just putting that out
Yeah.
there. Y'all can slate me for whatever you want, but
No, but I think that's what's happening there, and I think we're going to be looking elsewhere, whether that's a Sane, whether that is just another winger. I think we're not going to personally go for forward depth in this window. I've heard a lot of stuff about Gyökeres from Sporting,
mm,
and other players of that profile, but I don't see us getting a forward. I think Arteta is going to stick with Jesus and Havertz as our two center forwards, and he's going to look at getting Mikel Moreno, selling some players, and then getting another winger as backup for Saka. And I also think one of the reasons why he's been playing Vieira out there, Fabio, is to see how he does at that right wing as potential further depth for
mm,
Saka.
hmm
But I don't think he's going to be the right player in order to push Saka.
I'd agree with that.
I don't know. I actually was very impressed with Fabio Vieira this
Sure.
preseason. I think he did play really well. I will agree. I don't think the right wing is necessarily his position. I think I liked him at a 10 a little bit better when he did kind of shift into that midfield. But I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad to see him back. I think a lot of us were getting a little bit nervous for him. If this was going to be another one of the players that got snubbed by Arteta. Which, we could criticize that all you want, but at the end of the day, Arteta seems to be making the right decisions, so I'm just going to trust him on that. But, that was a fear that we all had, that it was going to be one of those players that we kind of brought in, was showing promise, got hurt, and then now we're just going to ignore. But, hopefully that's not the case. And I would like to see Nico Williams in the red shirt of Arsenal, but I don't know. Maybe it's not to be this transfer. All right, what do you think?
Yeah, in terms of Fabio, I think he could do with a loan. I think he could do with a loan where he's developing and getting consistent minutes. Because I'm not really sure even like I think maybe he'll get some time in like the domestic cups, but I don't think he'll get minutes in the Champions League or like most of our important league fixtures. So I think if anything, he's just going to play cup matches, and I don't think that's enough for him to develop as a player with the promise that he shows or that he did show before coming to us. when he was at Porto. Um, so I think he could do with a loan. In terms of Nico Williams, um, I think he's an excellent player. I think he was great in the Euros, but I'm not sure. Um, I'm not sure that they can justify spending that $60 million for
No.
his release clause. It's a very steep price, and we've obviously seen that you can get very very good quality players. For example, Trossard for much cheaper.
Yep.
So I think, and I'm not even sure what kind of wages Nico Williams is on or what he was asking for, but a player of his promise, I imagine would have high wages. So yeah, I think $60 million is a little steep. I mean, obviously, we spent that for Kai. Um, but
Spurs just spent 65 for Solanke, and Chelsea just spent 65 for Neto. So
yeah, I think for his age and for his quality, I think he's definitely worth that amount of money. I just don't know if it's in our budget and what our plans are moving forward, and if he fits the system that we want to play.
True.
So I think those are the biggest things to take away. What I will say about transfers and like transfer rumors that surround our club is we had seen so many transfer rumors about Martin Zubamendi coming to us for so long, and I don't know where those went. And now all of a sudden he's set to come to Liverpool.
nope, not anymore.
So not
Oh,
anymore.
no, not anymore? That fell apart?
Yeah, that did
He
fall apart.
literally just today, he literally just snubbed them, and he signed another deal that's like less wages than he would have gotten from Liverpool. And he's just like, no, I'm
Interesting.
staying here. It was like
Okay.
it was like a 2 week thing where he was going to Liverpool, and then just today, Fabio
Okay.
or Fabrizio Romano just like put out on Instagram that he's staying.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I had read that like a couple of days ago, and I was like, that's so interesting that like we had wanted him for so long, and all of a sudden like he's just gonna go to Liverpool.
Hmm.
Because that's like I think that's a similar move to us, but I think in the state of our project and what we're looking to do and how good we're looking, I feel like coming to us would be a much more obvious choice than going to. Not that Liverpool's not.
You can say
It's not that they don't have an exciting project. I think we just look much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
our project's better. It's okay.
Yeah. So I think that's interesting. I think it's really interesting that the profile of Mikel Merino is so similar to that of Xhaka. Like we're looking for a profile that's so similar to Xhaka's profile. It's interesting that and maybe it's just because he wanted to go.
I think it was he wanted to
Yeah,
go.
I think he just wanted to go. It's just interesting that we're looking for a profile so similar to his.
We're trying to fill the hole that he left.
Yeah.
In which we would have won the league and other trophies if we would have had him.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But
So,
with
I
Mika
think-
Moreno, we're getting a younger version as well. So it's longevity from.
Well, he's not that much younger. I think he's like 27 or 26. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Xhaka isn't he like 32?
Is
Yep. So we'll get
Okay.
like 4 seasons with him, hopefully.
he? Yeah.
That's
Hopefully
huge.
he's just consistent in terms of injuries.
And then I guess we're doing a good job just buying more and more defenders since Tomiyasu is unable to stay fit as well.
Yeah, he's out for a month.
Oh
so-
my Jesus! At this point,
So,
let's just sell him.
you know, what as much as you guys like to slander Zinchenko, that guy stays fit. No?
I'd
No.
rather take an injured Tomio.
What? No. There's no way.
Zinchenko the answer? Question mark.
Bro, I watched like 2 or 3 tactical analysis videos on our preseason, and they're all just talking about how crucial and instrumental Zinchenko is to the way we play.
Yeah, it's crucial and instrumental for how many goals we concede. That's what it is.
You guys are such haters.
So
he's making the passes that no one else wants to make. Otherwise, we'd be playing sideways ball. We'd be permanently playing sideways ball.
We wouldn't be losing the match because we wouldn't have him assisting another player on their team.
no.
All right, we're gonna have a counter of how many times it could be decisive of how many times Zinchenko has
Cost us a match?
has cost us. Not, I'll just say a goal. I wouldn't say a
that's
match because I think our boys are good enough to pull something out of the bag.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Let's get into this weekend. Arsenal.
Sorry, I yapped about the transfers.
No, you're good. That's all about this podcast is yapping. Gooners gone wild, baby. The only way that would be perfect is if you took a shirt off while you were yapping, and then it would have been you guys have to tune into another website for that one. No kidding. With that being said, this weekend Arsenal. We are going into Arsenal versus Wolverhampton Wanderers for our first match of this Premier League campaign, where I think we're finally getting our flowers and saying that Arsenal may or may not be the favorites to win the league this season.
Nah, I'm still seeing podcasts saying we're going fourth.
Of course you do, because they're delusional.
These people are delusional. They're so delusional.
And those same podcasts are probably saying that Chelsea are going to win the league, City's going to get second, and Man United's going to get third. First of all, we could get into that at a different time. We could do our own league predictions on another episode. Chelsea and Man United aren't even touching top 8, let alone top 4, all right? So y'all can just shut the fuck up right now. Like, it is what it is. So going into this week, we obviously have the big news that Wolverhampton Wanderers are losing Pedro Neto to Chelsea, who, congratulations, you're now collecting a paycheck to then ride the bench. But that's huge. Yeah,
it's okay. His hamstrings are made of tissues anyway, so wet tissues. So
how do you guys feel about this weekend? Are you guys excited to see the boys back in action, or what are your predictions? So we'll start with Ari.
I also read that Cunha is injured, and he is one of their star players as well.
Mm-hmm.
So with losing Neto and potentially Cunha being unfit to play, I think that'll be very, very beneficial for us and the result of that match. I think pretty much most of our boys are healthy, so I don't think we'll have a difficult time. I think we'll dispatch them with ease.
Okay, you have a score prediction?
Do I have a score prediction? 3-0.
Oh, who do you got on the score? Who do you got on the score sheet?
We're coming out strong this season. Like we're here to prove a point. Like we're not fucking around. Who do I have on the score sheet? You gotta have a Havertz goal in there. Like he's bagging 30 this year. I said he's bagging 30, so he has to score. He has to score this weekend. I'll give one to Odegaard, even though he's a ghost.
My goat, you mean?
Odegaard is going to ghost the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah. And I'll give a. I want to say Rice scores one for some reason.
Oh, bangs it.
Hey.
Helps his confidence from the Euro depression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's so sad.
Southgate is finally gone, though.
Yeah, true. England fans, you guys are cheering. So is Berhalter, so we're cheering too. So we all can agree on one thing: our fucking international coaches suck.
And then the second that I saw somebody posting on the USA Men's National Team page that we were interested in freaking Southgate.
Oh my God! No, thank you. No, thank you. Keep him far away. Keep him far away. All right, Doc, how are you feeling about this weekend?
I'm feeling good. I think we're gonna get the dub. I think I saw that we're favorites, obviously, to win the match. It's like 80% to us, 30%, 13% chance of a draw, and 7% chance of a win for Wolves. So I'm feeling pretty confident, but I'm going to start this season like I ended last season, and I'm not giving a score prediction. I'm just gonna say we're gonna win.
Boo.
And I'm not giving a score prediction. And I'm going to ride this until the very end whenever we get that golden trophy for the second time.
Oh, I like that. All right. Okay. All right.
VeeKay,
yeah. I think, looking at the stats, we're 5-0 against them in the last 5 games. So I'm very happy about that. You had the 2-0, the 2-1, the 5-0, the 2-0, and then the 2-1 as well. I think this is going to be a dispatch. If you want my honest prediction, and like I said, we can do this in a separate video. I do think Wolverhampton Wanderers are going to go down this season, unfortunately.
Ooh.
So I think this is going to be a solid win for us. They've been a bogey team for us in the past, but the past is the past, and I genuinely see Arsenal going with the dub. And like Ari said, I think we are going to start very strong here this season. I'm going to go for a 4-0 victory. I'm going to give I'm going to give Havertz a brace. I think Havertz is going to score 2. I'm going to give one to Saka because I genuinely think there's going to be the same criticism of Saka that we hear every season about how, oh, he's hit his ceiling, he's not as good as we think he is, and then when he is bagging goals, it's, oh, he's starting to look tired, stuff like that. So I think Saka's going to get on the score sheet to kind of bolster his confidence again from the Euros. One of the few players that England could celebrate this season, to be honest. And you know what? To make Ari happy, I think Zinchenko's going to bag as well. So I think that's going to be my top 4.
Not a fucking chance.
What do you mean not a chance? He just scored a screamer. What are you talking about?
Now he's gonna ghost the rest of the
I
season.
think he's going to do one of those scissor kick things again. It's going to be a corner. It's gonna fall outside of the box to him, and then he's just going to fucking rocket missile it into the top right.
If he does that, I will buy a 17 Zinchenko.
I already have one coming, baby.
Oh yeah, that's shipped, by the way. Got the email. Yeah, I canceled it. No, I'm kidding. All right, so with that being said, we're going to wrap it up. And if you guys have made it this far into this podcast, you guys are in for a treat because we have something coming down the pipeline for how GGW is going to look this season. Starting off with, we are absolutely going to do our best to get at least one episode of a normal podcast out every week. With that being said, it might not be with all 4 of us. As you guys see, Sammy is missing. We all do have, unfortunately, full-time jobs. If you guys would like to change that, subscribe, follow the podcast. That'll help out more than you know. But I don't want to guarantee because nothing's a guarantee. Life happens. But I do want to commit to at least one episode per season. We're gonna also attempt to bring. We're also gonna
per season. All right,
Per season.
Sorry, we're done. No, one episode per week. My apologies, guys. Listen, we're recording this at 12:04 a.m. right now. Okay, so I'm a little tired. One episode per week, and we also are gonna try to get out our post-match reactions again. Whether if it's just one of us giving our opinions, or 2 or 3 of us, we do want to try to get those post-match reactions out after every match. Live watch-alongs are coming back, and we are going to have them better than ever. We are in the works of a little bit of a rebrand. I don't want to say it is a rebrand, but some designs are going into things to make the viewing
an evolution of the brand.
An evolution of the brand, yes, I like that. To make your viewing pleasure a little bit better. As well. Look for the Instagram Reels, the TikToks, of course. Those will be coming out too. The TikTok will be getting rebranded here soon. That one will be getting rebranded, just as a heads up. Soon, that'll be coming up in the future. We are going to be having guests this season. Yes. We were trying to hold off for someone special last season, but unfortunately it fell through. So now we are opening up to everybody. Well, not everybody, but we are opening up our platform to guests. We have a few people in mind. Some people really active within the community of Arsenal in general, as well as potentially some former players and maybe some youth academy players. You'll never know who will come through the pipeline. We are going to be releasing a community Discord soon for all of you to join and interact with us and interact with other Gooners. So that would be fun. So keep that in the back of your minds. We also have a few events coming up. I know we have a lot planned this year, Gooners. A lot planned. We have an event coming up in New York City. Stay tuned for that. I don't want to give too much away for that quite yet.
Yeah.
But it just keep it in the back of your head that we'll be in New York. As well as, of course, our on-field reporter, Doc, going to be taking over at Love Old City a
Absolutely.
couple times throughout the season. By a couple, I mean probably a lot. So we'll get those fan cams going, and yeah, we're super excited to be back for another season. Um, we're just four dudes that love Arsenal, and we set out on a journey 2 years ago to make a podcast. We kind of failed our first launch, but our second launch was quite successful, and we want to keep it going. So, with that being said, you guys want to add anything?
Nah, I got nothing left other than come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gooners.
Come on, you Gunners.